Hey guys, this is Red Silvers, and welcome back to Let's Play Mega Man 3 Talking Time. First of all, I just want to say thank you to the people that have been giving me feedback about this Let's Play and my style in general. It really does mean a lot to me. I think the best thing that I've heard was from the person who told me that they actually were learning new tricks from this LP. And that really does mean a lot, so thank you, and hopefully I can continue to be entertaining for you guys. Today, we have only two choices that got voted on, but the vast majority voted for Hardman. The only other option that was voted for was Magnet Man. And it's pretty clear why Hardman is the one that was chosen, because every other master here we have their weaknesses for. But that's alright. Homer Simpson Man it is. Now, today's actually been pretty exciting for me because I picked up a new Super Nintendo controller. Well, actually it's a knockoff, but it has solved my issue that I've had with my emulator and my Super Nintendo controls. If you watch the NES Pentathlon that I was in, part of the controller issue that I was having there, it turns out was not in the emulator itself, but was actually just my controller itself being finicky with the USB adapter that I have. And because I was playing NES games, I never noticed that the A and the X buttons did not work correctly. So I wasn't able to actually play Super Nintendo games with it. And it also was giving me problems with playing the Talking Time Brothers games. So I got the new controller because I saw it at FYE and it was dirt cheap, and I thought, well, it's not even $10, so if it doesn't work, I'm not really out that much. And it turns out that it worked perfectly. Anyway, here I am rambling, but let's actually look at something in Hardman stage here. These monkeys are really obnoxious, and the preferred weapons to use against them are the magnet missiles or the Shadow Blade, both of which are very useful. The magnet missile less so because it's also the boss's weakness. However, we've used Top Spin for everything else, so why not? Surprise hit! I'm even learning myself how surprisingly useful the Top Spin can be in certain situations. And it's all Eddie's fault because he's the one that made the suggestion in the first place. So, the reason I told you guys about the Super Nintendo controller is because when I first made my thread and I finished the Little Mermaid Let's Play, I asked what kind of games people would like to see, and it led to a discussion about Super Metroid. Mainly because I've never played Super Metroid, and several people have commented to me that a blind Let's Play of that would be an interesting one to do. And people that have played Super Metroid told me that that's a game they wish they could go back and see with fresh eyes. Now, these bees, I did not really discuss it last time, and I kind of screwed it up there. This may be the most obnoxious screen in the level right here. Let's try that again. Anyway, these bees, you can scroll them off the screen before they spawn, and then you don't have to deal with that horror that I kind of just went through. And I just got my E-Tanks back to 9, but I'm gonna save it because here's Proto Man. And you can't hear this because of the stereo mix not working, but I actually paused while Proto Man was on the stage and it was playing his warp-in whistle, and it will actually continue to play his whistle while you're in the menu. I guess it's not a pause, but a menu. And it will keep playing his whistle while you're in there, so you can sit there and listen to it for a bit. And that's kind of a cool little thing that unfortunately I can't show off here. And And just like that, we've cleared the stage. I kinda wish I didn't have to use that E-tank. Come on now. But that's okay. And that could have been smoother. Now, Hardman's pattern is very simple. He will fire his fists at you twice, and then he will jump and try to land on you. And the fists do kind of a minor home, and that was a bad example of how to do that. Nari actually told me when I first started this LP, yeah, I didn't think that was worth wasting an E-tank on. Nari actually told me that he thought that Hardman would be the hardest one to Buster only, which is basically what I'm doing because I don't have Hardman's weakness, and he has a secondary weakness, but I also don't have that. So I'm basically just kind of going mano a mano with him. And you can kind of use your slide to give you some distance. Hardman is so hard that he actually freezes you in mid-air when he jumps, which kind of defies logic. This is going to be a pretty close match. Come on. Well, if you're going to cut it close. That is quite the victory from the jaws of defeat. And with that, we've got our next weapon, the Hard Knuckle. And the Hard Knuckle is your break barriers weapon of choice. It's kind of like the crash bombs or the drill bombs in other games. Now, if you look at our password, you'll see we've earned our first blue dot, because Hardman and another robot are linked together. When you beat both of them, you get a blue dot in place of the red dot that would normally be in B5. I believe that it is Hardman that would normally have a red dot for B5, but I'm not sure on that. As you'll see when we start clearing the other three Robot Masters, some of these dots that remain are going to be turning blue as well. And now there's only 3 Robot Masters left, and this is where it's going to become less of an issue of who's the most difficult, because we have the Rush Jet to bypass the tricky jumps in each of these stages, because each of them has a place where the Rush Jet will come in handy, and we also have each boss's weakness. So it will be interesting to see how people vote based on that. In the meantime, hopefully I've pulled out another case of showing you something that you didn't know with the top spin there. And I look forward to doing more. Thanks again for all the feedback, guys. This is Red Silvers, and you have yourself a good night.